Associates, and we're doing our presentation on our client, the Dirt Nappers. So this is a brief rundown of who our client is. This is our position statement. So the Dirt Nappers, they provide live entertainment that is unique and rare to the Ogden region. Their experience sound, Southern sound and classic rock mix to provide entertainment that you only find in the good old South. So if you like to get down, jam, as Tim would put it, we're your band, we're your time.
And so these are our media objectives. One of the biggest ones that we wanted to focus on was brand recognition throughout the entire campaign. So we wanted to also use media or concert.
So for the media strategies, we wanted to use Facebook ads to promote events. We wanted to use traditional methods to reach target consumers, build brand recognition, partner with other social media accounts that have targeted followers, and use streaming services to promote the digital album to raise monthly listeners.
So our demographics, we have two buyer personas. It's a guy and a girl. We want to reach that age, 18 to around 30. Both live in Ogden, Utah. The interest of our buyers would be attending concerts, just social people who love to drink, socially with friends, enjoy tattoos and things such as that.
Alright, so these are our media recommendations. We thought that these would be the most effective, especially for our buyer personas and our target audience. So Spotify. One of the biggest things about Spotify is that it allows you to target very specific areas, and so you can choose to do a city, a state, or just like a local area. So for example, for Los Angeles, it will encompass like LA County, which includes several other cities besides LA, which could also be utilized for the Salt Lake area. And then what I found to be one of the best things about Spotify is that it allows you to target multiple genres, which I think for this band would be the best idea, would be the ideal way to get more listeners and to help promote your album on Spotify. And so these are two scripts that we have. So the script here, it would go a little bit something kind of like, you'd hear the paper being handed to the band, and he would say, okay, just read what we wrote for you. And the band would say, hey Spotify listeners, we're the Dirt Nappers, an up-and-coming boy band who love to write soft pop ballads, wear skinny jeans, and make trendy dances. And then you hear a record scratch, and they're like, no, we're the Dirt Nappers, and we hate all of that. Check out our album now on Spotify. This is loosely based off of a show back home in LA called The Woody Show. It's on 98.7 out there. It's a rock alternative station, and they kind of play off of like that blunt, like honest humor in a lot of their ads and their shows. And then
So with Facebook ads, one of the good things is just like Spotify, you can be very precise on who you want to target. So you can go based off age, where the people live, their interests. So we can put Southern rock music, and we're targeting people. We're not wasting anyone's time, and we're not wasting our money when we're advertising to these people. So one of the events that's happening here in Ogden in the summer is Tunes at Noon. So say if the band were to do that, we can do this Facebook advertisement. It would reach 140,000 people. That's the max. But the daily reach might go to 400 to 1,400, with engagements being 15 to 92 people per day.
All right, and we decided to go with something that's very similar, but that's new, and that's traditional print. So our traditional print would include A-frames and posters. The main points of our traditional print would be to list call of actions and drive traffic to our Facebook and to the band's Spotify account so they can listen to the album. And it's also to notify about upcoming events that the band will be playing. So one thing about the A-frame is it's portable and it's reusable. And the signs can be replaced and they can be moved wherever. And since 25th Street is an area frequent by foot traffic of our target consumer, that would be prime location Plus, the band frequents Kamikazes, which is the bar just down the street. And so a lot of some of the times you can actually hear the music from the venue on 25th Street. So as you're walking, you hear the music, you see the advertisement, and it immediately triggers, oh, there's a band playing. Maybe I'll go check them out. So that will drive food traffic. Let's see. And then also the posters will be placed in local areas frequented by our target demographic. You want to go to the next slide? So this is a list of all the locations that we chose. And so the perk of these locations is they actually provide free ad space. So these are areas frequented by other competitors. And so we hope that by our humorous tone that we've recommended, that it will catch attention over the competition. And so here is an example of the poster that we drafted up. So it says, they come for the beer, but they stay for the dad bods. So it's just playing off that honest humor that we played before. So I could do a whole presentation on why we actually selected dad bods. It's an up and coming word that's used by the target demographic. And actually 50% of women in Men's Health actually said that they date a man with a man bod. They exclusively date men with man bods, or dad bods.
Alright, so we want to also use Slug Magazine. They offer several different advertising options. I know you guys already did a album review on their magazine, so we want to go a different direction. We want to have them conduct an interview with the Dirt Nappers and convert that into a feature on their website, and then place that feature on their digital and print magazines as well. And then we also want to promote live events in posts on their Facebook page. Slug readers are typically male and female from ages 21 and older. Their print issue issues 30,000 monthly, and their digital has 60,000 unique visitors a month. Their activity typically with the readers, about 90% attend 1 to 2 live events per month. Next slide. So this would be an example of what the interview would kind of look like teased on their website. Obviously, you click read more and get the full Q&A kind of session. And this would also be, the full thing would be in the print and digital magazine. Next. And then this would be an example of one of their boosted Facebook ads on the Slug Facebook page.
All right, so here's our total budget, and as you can see, everything's broken down. I'd like to draw your attention to the A-frame posters. Under $115 for that reusable media, and then posters are really cheap at $26, and they're 13 by 17. And then here's an estimate. We know that it's very important for local bands to stay within their budget. So if this budget seems too large, if you actually take out just the native content, which is $2,000, that brings you down to $1,201. And then you can also choose to shorten. Let's say you wanted to advertise every other day on Facebook. That'll cut Facebook advertising in half, dropping it down to close to $600, $700. Or if you decide to do the weekends, that's only a quarter of the budget there. And so this is a timeline of how we have the ads being played out. The reason why Slug Magazine is later on is because we wanted to target an issue that is congruent with your band's image. For example, April was the beer magazine that you saw. It was it kind of highlighted craft beers, which would have been perfect. Then it was mountain biking and to be announced, and so we pushed it off to later just because we wanted congruency. And as you can see, there's arrows on the end, which means that these ads are continuous and they go outside of that campaign. So, questions?
I do have a question for you. With the A-frames, I know that they're quoted at like around that 114.
Mm-hmm.
How many A-frames are you going to print?
So,
and
we'd recommend just one as of now. So the one A-frame would cost $70, around $70, $80 on Amazon. And then the posters would be anywhere from $30 to $40, and they're done through Grizzly Graphics.
Mhm.
And that's the quote that they gave me for two for both sets of A-frames.
Okay, and we know that we want them on 25th Street, at least around here. And I'm sure that there are other 25th-esque streets in other areas, but who are you going to ask for approval? Because I don't know if the sidewalk belongs to said
Mhm.
owner.
So I actually have a friend in Ogden City, Viviana. She works for the community portion,
Mhm.
and I asked her about it. She said if you place it in front of A company, you just have to get permission of that company. For example, picking the jelly jar, if you set it on a corner, it just can't be distracting, can't be a hazard, can't be a trip hazard, and so you'll just have to move that out of the way or in an area that's less traffic.
Also, if I could, Donnie, would you mind going back to the Spotify slide, the first one? This is something that I should have mentioned earlier, but with this first audio ad, Spotify allows you to do 15 or 30-second Spotify ads. And so this one I was thinking would be the 15-second. But what I wanted to mention was the Southern Comfort. This was like something that, a phrase and the word that we wanted to focus on throughout like the humorous part of our campaign. And so what I thought of is like the word comfort. So when you think of comfort, it implies honesty, and you can use honesty in humor, which is what we wanted to promote with you guys. And you guys are telling the truth about who you guys are. You guys are not trying to be a traditional band, and that you guys like are traditionally not of the age of the local bands typically. And so with this, we feel that this shows that you guys have more experience. And that you guys have more experience in life and with your music, and that it's a really unique quality that we wanted to keep with you guys and that we wanted to promote. And we felt that humor through the campaign would be a great way to do that. Any more questions?
Thank you.